What is up, everybody? Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our adventures in Marvel Rivals. Grinding up to Grandmaster or Celestial if we can. This is actually a really good Invisible Woman game that I had the other day. So this is actually going to be in a low diamond lobby. Put up some good healing numbers, and it feels like my ult timing actually works out really well in this game. I usually don't like to play Invisible Woman on on domination maps. I think it's a lot harder to get value out of her just because everyone's kind of spread out. You don't get a lot of opportunities for cleave and all that sort of stuff, but this actually ends up going really well, much better than expected. So I start off as Invisible Woman just because the two tanks, I'm just like, I don't know, we'll see if this we can make this work. And we get some early pressure on the point, just throwing out my shift to try and hit as many targets as humanly possible, trying to farm my ult. Our Groot, it feels like a pattern with Groots that I've seen nowadays. They just get absolutely demolished right as they go into the point. We're going to lose our Fantastic and our Groot. Thor, we're going to try and stall a bit and maybe farm some ult charge, but he drops pretty low as well. We lose our Loki. Not going to be off to a great start in this game, and it's already looking kind of bad just because I don't have any idea how to keep up with some of the damage this season. There's a lot of situations like this where there's just so much damage coming out, and you just have no idea what to do. And so that's been kind of a pattern that I've seen develop in this season. It just feels bad. Luckily, I have farmed my ult, so I'm just going to pop my ult preemptively, just make sure that we can feel safe. We have a really thick front line with Groot, Thor, and Fantastic, so as long as they feel comfortable and they're able to get onto the point, the enemy team just does back up. We take out their Punisher, their Mag, and their Cloak. We're going to be able to take control over the point. It is red. Usually it would be blue, but it is red. We do have control over it, and we're going to start building toward a better place. Our Star-Lord is flanking over to the left-hand side, looking to get some cheese kills on one of the DPS if they look to flank. And then I like that our tanks are all playing this cleave spot, so I can get some more cleave healing on them as well. We did also just ult for that point, and I have another 30% ult charge already ready to go. So I'm trying to just make sure that I can get it before this next point comes up. Invisible Woman, if you get some good healing or you get some good cleave healing, you can definitely make sure that you are in a good spot. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be in the Invisible Woman ult here. Not that I don't know if I would want to be necessarily, because there was a pure chaos going on there, but I'm going to get Doctor Strange ulted right outside of it. But we're going to hold point for a good amount of time, get it to right about 50% here. And I definitely could have positioned better there, or maybe double jumped out of it or something like that. But sometimes that stuff just does happen. I was kind of torn between wanting to go forward and wanting to go backward. I try to knock this Scarlet Witch off of the high ground here so she doesn't get any damage on, but I actually miss. A little bit awkward, but that's okay. And this Groot wall is kind of making it hard to heal this Thor, so I'm trying to play around that. I end up throwing my shift into Magneto wall, which is something that I need to work on for sure with this character. Trying to pull the enemy team into us with my my E right click or E left click, and we just get a nice clean ace. Fantastic and Groot both ult there. I didn't even realize it at the time that they ulted, but we get a nice clean ace. Thor's gonna back up to point, and we're going to start capping this again. Very even domination match so far. A lot of push and pull going on, but we do have Loki ult coming up. My ult is up. We have Star-Lord ult, Thor ult, so we have a lot of tools. Punisher ult and Mag ult, I'm not super worried about those at all. That's kind of what we were expecting in the moment, but we didn't really know what they had necessarily. But I'm not worried about any of the ults on their team. If I was playing Cloak, I would be a lot more worried about Magneto, but I see the Punisher ult come out, and Fear Magneto also does come out, so I'm just going to invisible our team, make sure that we can't get one shot, and then Punisher is just going to not be able to see us, so he's not going to be able to get a whole lot of value. We can also hide behind this front wall. I'll just knock Witch off of point here. I can't see anything. We'll double jump back, and Groot actually kind of saves our Loki there from the Doctor Strange, which was a very nice wall placement, and I'm able to top him off right as he is at about a pixel of HP. So the enemy team is going to pop some ults here. They're going to pop Strange ult, Cloak ult, and try and just stay on point. But we counter with the Invisible Woman ult, and we get a lot more value out of ours than they do just because they are only on 3 people. Not too much damage going out. We're going to be able to soak up all that pressure. And they're going to come through point here. We know they're trying to do this Scarlet Witch point thing. I think she actually is on the wrong side of the portal there, but she ends up taking out our Mr. Fantastic. Not going to be too big of a deal because we are posted up right in front of this point, right in front of this portal. Not going to let too many of them through. And we get a nice dub on that first round here. So a little bit chaotic, but not to worry. Not to worry at all. And that just went a lot better than I thought it would. I'm still able to get a good amount of cleave healing with Invisible Woman. A lot of tank healing is needed on this team. So I'm just like, okay, you know what? We'll stay Invisible Woman. We'll keep on working. I don't think there's a lot of healers that can compare to her healing output if you have multiple tanks. So if you have two, I would consider Mr. Fantastic a tank, let's be honest. So if you have 2 to 3 tanks, something like that, definitely think about picking up Invisible Woman, adding her to your bag, and getting some good cleave here. So we'll throw our left shift just to see if we can get a good amount of hit markers there, start farming towards ult. And this is where I see Thor get pretty low here, and I just commit ult. I'm farming it really, really quickly with the amount of the tanks that are taking damage here. So I just want to make sure that we stay safe. We cap the point early, force them off of it. Mr. Fantastic pops ult, takes out the Punisher, and then we clean up the rest of them. We clean up Kylie Jenner and Small PP Gang. Easy. I just realized the names in this game are pretty funny. So I start pinging up to the high ground here. You can actually put Loki clones where I was just looking a second ago. So that is a good place to put clones if you are playing Loki. There, no one ever looks at them, and you can do a ton of healing. You can actually get up there yourself. So if you haven't been doing that on Loki on this map, definitely try that out. It will change your life. You'll do a ton of healing. No one's ever going to bother you. It just makes this map so free if we have a Loki. But he just wants to play a little bit of a different angle, and that is okay. So I like that we're playing some more space here. We have so much tankiness with Mr. Fantastic, Thor, Groot. I'm just going to keep throwing my shift, try and get some good healing, good cleave healing. And then Groot ults, gets, again, some good cleave damage, cleave healing. And Cloak actually has to ult in order for them to get onto point. So we'll just back up a little bit, soak up the pressure, wait for the Cloak ult. And Loki actually steals my ult and uses it. I'm just going to try and get back over into it as Doctor Strange gets on me. And I am close to getting my ult as well. So I'm thinking I'm going to layer the ults. Unfortunately, I do drop down, but it might actually have been for the better just because I don't want to be anywhere near the pure chaos, and I'm a little bit lost on this map. We lose 3 people, and we're just going to concede control of the point because I'm bad. That is okay. We get to 73%. Still within striking distance for capping it and then getting a clean ace, and then it's going to be hard for them to get back onto the point. So try and throw my shift just for a little bit of poke damage. Maybe could have even just saved it. I don't really need to farm ult. Don't need damage. Don't need to give them ult damage. So, or ult charge, I should say. And here we go. Groot, Mr. Fantastic, and Thor just going to run in like absolute Giga Chads. We're going to try and get on point. We pop the early Groot ult. And Judge Jury Executioner does come out, so I'm just going to pop my ult. He's way over on the left-hand side there, so he's not even going to be able to see anyone on point. We're just going to pop Groot ult and just run down the rest of the team. They're not going to have to worry about dying. And there we go. We get the enemy team off the point in just a few seconds there. Cap the point, and this is where we're looking to just play space. We just want to get as far forward as we possibly can. And now we're sitting in a very, very good spot here. Getting about 85%. And at this point, we're looking for the portal because we're like, okay, well, if they can't really push past us in the next 10 seconds or whatever. So the portal comes in. I'm going to throw my shift right at the bottom of it to try and get some cleave damage as they walk through. And they actually all kind of run into a meat grinder there. They run into a Groot ult or something like that. Or no, the enemy team Groot ults there. But they run into a meat grinder and they get absolutely worked. We just pop Mr. Fantastic ult, and we are chilling. Easiest ace of my entire life. I don't really know what happened to them. Mr. Fantastic just gave them business, and we get the nice 2-0 win in domination. And I really don't like domination, but it's really nice when you can actually get a win in domination and make something good happen out of it. So we'll get the victory. We'll look at the MVP screen, and we'll get a quick peep at the scoreboard before we end the video here. I actually get the MVP on this one. I don't know if it was necessarily deserved. I think Fantastic did a lot more than I did, but hey, we will take it. We get some good healing numbers, get some good damage numbers. Top healing in the game, most kills in the game, doesn't do too bad. So leave a like on the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more of this content, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.